We got ourselves two games. Here's the first one. The Diamondbacks head out to SunTrust Park to take on the Atlanta Braves. Diamondbacks sitting at 5-11, Braves at 7-9. Julio Teheran is on the mound for the ATL. He's 1-1 with a 5.71 ERA on this season, as Adam Jones would go down swinging on the slider. Here's a look at the Arizona lineup, led by David Peralta, who's only hitting .220 on the season, and the lineup as a whole has been one of the worst in baseball. Here's Robbie Ray to pitch. The 27-year-old southpaw has been very productive in his MLB career, as one down for Josh Donaldson that would score a run, Ender Inciarte, and then Donaldson would get to second for a 1-0 lead. And then the batter after that, Ronald Acuna Jr. This ball has liftoff. Acuna's fourth home run of the season, and the Braves would take a quick 3-0 lead, as Ronald Acuna is one of the most hyped-up young prospects in baseball, delivering right there, as Johan Camargo would go down swinging second inning for Steven Souza Jr. I don't know what that pitch to swing at was. Julio Teheran would now strike out, pitcher-on-pitcher crime, as both of these pitchers really doing well. Christian Walker with the first base hit for Arizona today. That goes over the head of Freddie Freeman. Walker considering second, however, he stays at first. And it wouldn't really matter, as Alex Avila would ground into a double play. Albies to Camargo to Freeman, as there's Nick Markakis, the former Oriole, striking out. Josh Donaldson would hit that one, but the second baseman, Wilmer Flores, getting dirty on the shift. As David Peralta, he's just a window shopper because he's just looking, doesn't like that call from the ump. Fifth inning, Ronald Acuna Jr., or fourth inning, Acuna would strike out, and Ozzie Albies would follow him shortly. Now, fifth inning for Jake. Mary had a big lamb, as that was a big home run from Jake Lamb, his, I believe, third on this season. And the Diamondbacks are now on the board, as that would be Freddie Freeman or Josh Donaldson. I think that was Freddie Freeman who looked at the curveball, and then Josh Donaldson would go yard. Donaldson with 2 RBIs and a dinger now on the day. He was very good for Atlanta, the free agent signing. Former MVP for the Blue Jays, as that's his 7th dinger of the season already. Now let's go bottom 8, as Adam Jones colliding with the wall to make that catch. Nice grab right there, likely preventing a run. A.J. Minter would go on to get the save, and he would do just that, as the Braves get the win by the final score of 4-1. Teheran gets the win, Robbie Ray with the loss, and now we head out to Wrigley Field as the 6-3 Diamondbacks taking on the 15-3 Chicago Cubs, the best team in baseball so far, as Jose Quintana will be on the mound. The former White Sox, 1-1 with a 3 ERA, as David Peralta shopping gap. Big day from Peralta. You'll hear his name later. That would be a single for him. And then Wilmer Flores, the next batter. That one, it would go off of the wall. And now we got 2 runners on scoring position, 2 outs. And the Cubs would get out of the jam, as Steven Souza would ground out. Javier Baez making a play. On the mound for the Diamondbacks would be Luke Weaver, part of the Paul Goldschmidt deal. 0-2 with a 5.65 ERA. He's not playing too well so far this season, as he's going to get Albert Almora Jr. looking on the curveball. And then he would also get Chris Bryant swinging. Now, second inning, wild pitch. Or not a wild pitch, it's a strikeout, but he gets by the catcher. However, Wilson Contreras would make the throw on time. Javier Baez up with a 3-2 count, as Escobar can't make the play, but what a throw from Nick Ahmed. That's an excellent play by the young shortstop. 1-2 count for Jason Hayward. He's just a window shopper. Say it with me, because he's just looking. Now, fourth inning, David Peralta would break the scoreless tie. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's a bomb. David Peralta, his third, I believe, on the season in Arizona. His 5th on the season, and Arizona would take a 1-0 lead, 428 feet. And this game is scoreless no more. Batter after that, or I think a couple batters later, Steven Souza Jr. That one is almost a home run. It's just foul. But don't worry, he'd still get his dinger anyway, as Steven Souza Jr., the former Ray, would go yard in the left center gap, as that would be his second home run on the season, and just like that, the Diamondbacks will make it a 2-0 lead. Nick Ahmed would strike out on the curveball. Now let's go 2-2 count for Ben Zobrist, ending the no-hitter that Luca Weaver had, as Zobrist, who's hitting over 400 on the season, would get a no-out double. This is where the fun would start for the Cubs. However, not yet, as they would ground out. Javier Baez was the one who grounded out, as Eduardo Escobar does not like that call from the ump. But the next batter, David Peralta, he would go yard again, his second home run of the day, and the Diamondbacks will make it 3-0. Peralta playing lights out right now. He had 30 home runs last year, and he has 6 so far through the middle of April. 1-2 count for the pinch hitter, Daniel Descalso, starting the 5th inning off with a bang, as that one would go in the left center gap for a no-out double. Now with 1 out, Descalso, would he head home? No, he wouldn't. He was too scared of Ketel Marte's gun. Albert Almora would be walked, and the bases are now loaded, as they would hit a single. 1 run scores. Almora is frightened by Ketel Marte's slider, as it's 3-1. Now make it 3-2, as that's Javier Baez with the single. There's still 1 out with the bases loaded, as Anthony Rizzo hits that one high up into right field. Souza makes the catch. Run would score, and now it's 3-0, or not 3-0. It's now the 3rd inning that the Cubs have scored this inning. Now in the 7th inning, it's Jason Hayward up, and that would give Chicago the lead off of a double. And just like that, for the first time today, the Cubs are winning. There's Chris Bryant striking out again. Anthony Rizzo would go down looking, as Greg Holland is the one on the mound. Holland has been incredible this season. Top of the 9th, Peralta strikes out. Not too good of a sign for Arizona. Steven Souza would strike out as well, and the Cubs would get the win. And right after, the Diamondbacks will make a big trade. They're acquiring Kyler Murray from the Oakland Athletics, as Murray's not going to play for the A's, so they don't really need him. And Murray's likely going to get drafted in Arizona, so maybe they can swindle him to playing for the Diamondbacks instead of the Cardinals, as the Diamondbacks would receive other prospects in the deal. They would trade away Koch and John Ryan Murphy.
Hey,